Ever thought of launching your big idea in Nashville but feel lost in the maze of paperwork, fees, and legal jargon? Well, you're not alone. Most new business owners, they stumble on confusing details that can cost real time and money down the road. So in this video, I'm taking you point by point through every step that it takes to launch your own LLC in Nashville the right way. No guesswork, no mess. And there's one common error that most people don't even see coming, but more on that here in a bit. First, let's examine if Nashville is even a good place to open an LLC in the first place. Now, to be clear, Nashville has exploded as a top spot for new businesses, ranking number 2 in the country for job growth and income in 2025. The city's mix of tech, healthcare, and creative industries with major employers like Amazon and Oracle means strong opportunities for entrepreneurs. Nashville's population, it keeps rising, drawing hundreds of new residents each week. So there's a steady stream of potential customers and talented workers coming in. On top of that, Tennessee has no state income tax, putting more profit back into your business. Filing fees and local support programs keep it affordable to get started, making Nashville the ideal city for launching your LLC. All right, so ready to launch your Nashville LLC? Well, the very first thing you'll need is a name that checks all the right boxes. And there are a few easy to miss traps here that can trip up new founders too. So let's break down the rules to get your brand started right. But before we jump in too deep here, here's one thing to keep in mind. So starting your business, it should be exciting and not overwhelming. But forming an LLC on your own, that can get confusing fast with all the legal forms, rules, and easy to miss details. Now, I will walk you through everything you need to know in this video, but if any part of this feels confusing, I've got a favorite LLC formation service that makes the whole process super simple and stress-free. It's guided, beginner-friendly, and it only costs $39. So if you hit any bumps along the way, just go ahead and click right up here to get step-by-step help setting up your LLC the easy way. All right, so let's get back to actually naming your LLC. So in Nashville, your business name isn't just your first impression, it's a legal detail that can make or break your launch. Now, the state requires every LLC name to include limited liability company, LLC, or LLC to show that you're legit. And the name must be different from every other business that already exists in Tennessee. So switching up a word or adding a period, that just won't cut it. Now, to be clear, it is smart to do a quick name search with the Tennessee Secretary of State's online tool to be sure that your pick is available before you actually start dreaming up all the logos and signs. And that is linked to below, along with every other resource in this video. Now, if your name is taken, you'll have to go back to the drawing board. And also skip words like, bank or university, unless you have the required permissions, since some of the names, they are restricted. Now, once you have actually nailed the perfect available name, you're already one big step closer to getting your LLC up and running. And that means that you're ready for a registered agent. Every LLC in Tennessee, it needs a registered agent, which is a real person or a professional service that's responsible for receiving all important legal and government documents for your business. Now, you're allowed to be your own registered agent, or you can even let a friend or family member take on that role if they live in Tennessee and can be available during normal business hours. But there's a big catch here. Whoever you choose, their name and address, it ends up in public records, which can lead to a pile of junk mail and say goodbye to your privacy, right? That's why so many LLC owners, they prefer professional registered agent services. Now, personally, my preferred provider that I've used myself is Northwest Registered Agent. They're really known for their strong privacy protections, excellent customer support, and straightforward pricing. Now, if you hire them to help form your LLC, the cost is only $39, which is lower than a lot of competitors. And get this, you can actually use their business address on your public filings, which keeps your home address private and cuts down on spam mail. Now, if you want to check them out, just go ahead and click right up here to learn more about them. But by using a professional service, you get peace of mind, you get to stay organized, and you never miss an important notice from the state. Now, up next, we'll talk about filing your articles of organization and making your Nashville LLC official. Filing your articles of organization is the big step that officially creates your LLC in the state of Tennessee. Now, this document, it tells the Secretary of State important details like your LLC name, your business address, and who your registered agent is. Now, you can file online for instant approval or mail in the form, which usually takes a few more days to process. Now, this filing fee, it starts at $300 depending on how many members your LLC actually has, with a minimum of $300 and a maximum of $3,000 depending on the size. After your articles are actually approved, you'll receive a certificate confirming your LLC officially exists in Tennessee. And just a heads up, Tennessee also requires you to record a copy of your approved articles with the Register of Deeds office in the county where your LLC's main office is actually located, usually for less than like $20 in fees. Now, filing these articles, it is like announcing to the world that your business is official, and it allows you to open bank accounts, sign contracts, and get your EIN for taxes. So if you're ready here, next we'll look at creating an operating agreement, which really helps protect your business even more than what you already have. An operating agreement, it spells out how your LLC will run. Who owns what, who does what, and how big decisions are made. Tennessee doesn't actually require this document by law, but it's one of the smartest moves that you can make, especially if you have business partners or want to prevent future conflicts. And the best part is that you can easily create an operating agreement using one of the many free online templates or an AI platform. So there's really no need to hire an expensive lawyer unless you want to. And it keeps everyone on the same page and really helps your business look more professional to banks and investors. Now, next here, let's talk about getting that all-important employer identification number, or the EIN, for your business. Now, getting an employer identification number, or again, EIN, is a crucial step to run your LLC in Nashville legally. An EIN is like a social security number for your business, right? It lets you open up a business bank account, hire employees, and file taxes. It's easy and completely free. You just have to apply online through the IRS website, and you'll have your EIN in about 15 minutes. And even if you're a solo business owner, having an EIN, it helps keep your personal info, like your social security number, private. Plus, most banks, they require an EIN to open a business bank account, and it's needed if you plan to grow your team. Now, coming up, we'll break down the must-know compliance rules and local requirements to keep your Nashville LLC in good standing. So once your Nashville LLC is up and running, staying compliant is a must to keep your business in good standing. Tennessee requires LLCs to file an annual report with the Secretary of State each year by April 1st. The fee really depends on the number of members in the LLC. Starts at $300 for up to 6 members, plus $50 for each additional member, up to $3,000. Now, in addition to annual reports, many businesses, they need specific permits or licenses to operate legally in Nashville. Now, Tennessee doesn't require a general statewide business license, which is good, but you must register with the Tennessee Department of Revenue if you're selling taxable goods or services and collect sales tax. The local permits may also be needed depending on your business type or location. Think about health department approvals or zoning permits or professional licenses. Now, some counties and cities, including Nashville, they do require a business license or activity tax based on your income. And it's important to check with Nashville city government and Davidson County offices to make sure that you meet all local requirements and avoid fines or penalties. Now, next here, we'll cover the full cost breakdown to start and maintain your Nashville LLC. So let's see what it all adds up to here. Okay, so starting off with the initial cost in year one, so your articles of organization that is required, $300 for up to 6 members, plus $50 for each additional member, maximum of $3,000. Next, a name reservation. This is optional, $20 if you want to reserve your LLC name before filing. Then we have the registered agent service. This is optional but highly recommended. $39 for the first year if you use Northwest Registered Agent. And that first year, they'll help you with the LLC formation service, and then you actually get the registered agent service for free the first year. Next, we have your business licenses and permits. Now, this is required for many businesses, but not all of them. Fees here range from $15 to over $1,000, really depends on your industry and the local requirements that you have. So your estimated first year total, most Nashville LLC owners, they can expect to spend around $350 to $500 or more in their first year, depending on the number of permits and members and optional services. Now let's talk about your ongoing annual expenses. So your annual report filing fee that's required, $300 to $3,000, depending on how many members are in your LLC. Then we talk about the registered agent service renewal. Now that is again optional but highly recommended. Northwest Registered Agent, you're gonna end up paying $125 per year to stay in compliance. Then the business licenses and permit renewals. Again, this is required if applicable to you. Annual fees here, they vary, but usually from like $20 to $250, depending on your business type and location. So the estimated ongoing annual cost, on average, you can expect to spend right around $350 to over $700, depending on what your Nashville LLC is actually doing, all the licenses you need, and all the services that you get. Now, again, to help with all this, I do advise you to use a service like Northwest Registered Agent, which again, you can click right up here to check out, as they'll really help you stay in compliance year after year while you focus on the most important thing, which is running a profitable business. Now, if you have any questions for me or you're a little bit confused about the process, no problem at all. Go ahead and drop me a comment below, and I will do my absolute best to help you out as soon as possible. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.